What's up, good people? Hey, we're telling your friends you've started live. Awesome. I think I look kind of crazy. Hey, what's up, Periscope? How are you guys? What's up, Instagram? I hope you guys are well. Let me get this right. There we go. There we go. What's up, family? Hope you guys are doing well. I'm excited to have you guys on. What's up, Wonder Woman? Hey, Shadana, how you doing? Hey, Turk. Let's see. I can't see on Facebook. I can't even see what's on there. I hope you guys are doing pretty good. What's up, Sheldon? Hey, Quaisha. I want you guys to do me a quick favor if you can. Just do me a quick favor. Hit the share button. Invite a friend. I have something to say. Who is that to say? You do look crazy. Thanks, Darius. And Darius, I didn't forget that I'm supposed to call you back. So I'll call you because I have been definitely playing phone tag with you for a little while. But Darius, since you're in here, man, hit the share button. I hope your mom can see this. Maybe she'll put me on her next ticket and I can preach and prophesy to people and stuff and be all deep and spooky. And that's when I'll know that I've made it. But yeah, man, welcome in. Welcome. Hey, Akila. Hey, Chevelle Taylor. I'm just going to like this. Oh, my God, it's Evan. Shut up, Akila. How are you guys? What's up, Jordan? Hey, what's up, Blake Earl? Michaela, child of God. I'm so excited about you guys being a part, but do me a quick favor before we jump right on in. Hit the share button for me, invite somebody. We're going to talk about something that is not necessarily, is near and dear to me, not because of what you guys may think or to see, but it's because I have a passion in life, and my passion is helping a lot of people uncover this thing in their life called vision. And so we're going to talk about a very useful and practical tool, but honestly, for some reason, it's a very controversial tool called a vision board. So I really want you guys to kind of share this because I know that somebody is probably going to really benefit from this. Just going to open up their perspective and their logic and their viewpoint and their approach to what they do and see in life. And I'm going to wait a few more seconds and I'm going to get going because I got a few other things I want to do tonight. But I appreciate you guys for jumping on. So you know what? I'm actually not going to prolong the time anymore. So my name is Evan Brown. If anybody, this is your first time, I appreciate you guys jumping in. My name is Evan Brown. I live in Chicago, Illinois. I have a company called Vision Birthers where I simply am just kind of this like middleman, it's like the best term to describe it would be like a midwife, but I'm a man, so I'm like a mid-man, mid-doctor to help people really kind of get their ideas and their dreams and their goals, not just in their head, but hey, Pastor Tiffany, hey, Krisha, not just in their head, but really out of their head and on some paper, because I can say this, man, a lot of us are not living up to our full potential because we're not even doing anything to get us closer to that place called purpose and destiny. Many of us are working the same slave ship jobs, the same 9 to 5s. We're going through the same routines each and every day, and yet our lives are not yielding any kind of profit, any kind of gain, any kind of effectiveness. I talk to people all the time, and sometimes everybody's not looking for $1 million. Everybody's not trying to be a billionaire. Some people are okay with the fact of saying, you know what? My life was effective. My day was effective. What I got up this morning and put my hands to really was able to do something for someone outside of just putting money in their hands. And I do believe a lot of us, people, I'm like one of those people myself, a lot of us are kind of rising up and really just saying, you know what, whatever life has for me, I'm going to go after it. But most importantly, I'm more willing to go after my purpose and the fulfilling of the feelings that I get from fulfillment than I am chasing the dollar. Now, of course, if you have any kind of good sense, you'll know that when you do things and you align yourself and your life to be work, and to the work that you do to be a blessing and a benefit to other people, money doesn't just chase you down. Money finds you right where you are. Money finds you as you're doing things to help other people get their businesses off the ground, for them just to have a little bit of peace and joy and clarity. Money finds you when you do things for other people. And that's a principle. I believe that, especially when your heart is not, when your primary goal is not to just go and have all of this money. That's the kind of people that I believe that God is like, you know what, I'll trust you with $1 million concept, because your mindset was not focused on making $1 million. Your mindset was simply focused on creating a concept that helps somebody else get out of where they are. That's where many of us are failing. We want the money, but we don't necessarily want to fulfill the mission. And it's like, how do you want all this money, but you don't want to fulfill the mission that you are getting, that you're supposed to fulfill, just because of your life's call and because of who you serve? So that is me. That is my thing. I love vision. I love understanding. I love clarity. I love direction. But most importantly, I love people, and I love to see people progress, which leads me into this. So I'll tell you guys the full backstory. So about a year ago, A couple years ago in college, I did my first vision board, and I was like, "Oh, this is kind of fun. This is cool." I remember sitting one day, cutting out a bunch of pictures of things that I just thought I wanted: a car, a house, a vacation spot, and I had all this stuff on this board, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm ready for my year. Whoop-de-doo! I'm gonna really have the best year of my life ever because I have all these pictures cut out on this board, and this is how my life's gonna work." Boom. None of the stuff on that board happened that year. And so I was like, oh my God, why am I not seeing what I know I put on my vision board? And so everything about that whole year and how everything in that year did not happen and did not work changed my perspective and my outlook going into the next year. And that's why I want to talk about why a vision board. So vision boards can be very controversial. I'm a man of faith, and I believe in the power of God, and I believe in the voice of God and the instructions of God. And I've even heard people intentionally combat the notion or the logic of a vision board as if it removes God out of the equation when it comes to planning. And now this is my philosophy. I look at God as to be this thing or this person who is the ultimate and the perfect planner. We say a God that'll go before us and make the crooked ways straight. He spoke and made some things happen in the heavens and also in the earth. Well, I look at God to be the ultimate planner. Even when in my business, because my business is all about planning, my model planner is God. My model planner is, how do I stay ahead of the cusp? How do I stay above and beyond what's about to happen? How do I basically create a solution to a problem that the world does not realize exists yet? But for somebody, that problem exists. But how do I do that? It's because I follow God's ultimate, his plan, the way that he aligned things. And so that's why I wanted to chat, because I'm gonna be flat out honest. I hate the notion of people who are just like, oh my God, against vision boards. And I'm saying, and I get it though, because a lot of times with the vision board, we'll sit down and we'll put a whole bunch of stuff on the board that's absolutely not gonna give us and get us anywhere. And it makes perfectly good sense. I would not be a fan or supporter of a vision board when that vision board is really just a bunch of pictures. But I tell you guys this, there's a way to do a vision board. One is not just about pictures. And that's why I really wanted to jump on and invite you guys to be a part of my virtual vision board party. Because last year I had this crazy idea where I said, you know what, I'm going to have this thing called Not Your Average Vision Board Party. Vision board parties a lot of times are generally used a female-driven environment, as if women are the only one that can have a great year, as if women are the only one who can plan, when in all actuality, the man that we serve, the man that we follow, which is God, was the ultimate planner, so men should plan too. So if you're a man, guess what? If you're not a man that's a planner, you are automatically setting yourself up to fail, because you know what? The God that you serve is a male, and he's a master planner, and that's one trait that we're supposed to have. And I think that's a trait that we have pushed onto the female race or the female species, when in all actuality, God, that man, the big man, God is the ultimate planner. He has planned your life and everything that will happen as a result of your life, because why? He's the ultimate planner. So men, let that be a charge, a challenge to you, for you to say, you know what? Let me get down and let me jump up and get ready and kind of start planning. But back to vision boards. So I believe everything in your life should have a structure. Everything in your life should have a structure. Even your plans should have a structure. And so that's why I am so, Pastor Tiffany, cut it out. That's why I'm so excited to talk about vision, because I will tell you guys this, the one thing that I know firsthand that I lacked for many years, that I've had friends and coworkers and colleagues and enemies who have really been talented in so many different ways, who have been the ability to prosper just sits on them. However, they are a people and a person with no plan, because they ultimately have no vision. They have no end goal. They have nothing. They honestly live a life where they have nothing to live forward to. And I wanted to kind of really jump in just to let you guys know, like, it's really okay and it's necessary for you to have a vision for your personal life. You won't get anywhere without a roadmap. I'm thinking about it, when you don't know where to go at this point in time in life, you will quickly pull out your phone and pull up GPS, pull up Waze, pull up the Google Maps. You'll pull up all these direction softwares, just because your desire is to get where you're trying to get in the quickest time possible, or in the best and the safest route possible. And I feel like that's a place where in life we are missing that merger, where we have to be okay with creating that roadmap for us to live the life and to have the life that we're supposed to. That's where we're failing. We're not failing with the ability to work. I don't think we're failing with the lack of drive or the lack of desire to be proactive. I think we're failing in the area where we are choosing to not we're choosing to be okay with not having a roadmap. Who said you can't have a roadmap to destiny? Now you can't, there may not always be moments where you know what's going to happen on that route, but who told you that you couldn't have a map or you couldn't have some sort of guide to let you know that, hey, you are moving in the right direction or that this is the right direction? You guys probably wonder, like, so what does that have to do with anything? That's the purpose of a vision board. The way that I believe vision boards were to be set up is that they are detailed roadmaps for your year. And what does that mean? Like, they're detailed roadmaps for your year. Perfect example. I stopped making vision boards 2 years ago where I just cut out pictures and put stuff on there. I made vision boards where I split my life. I picked 5 topics, 5 things that I wanted to focus on for that year, and those were my goals for that year. The problem is a lot of us, we don't have enough discipline and focus and commitment to focus on one thing. But we'll create a board that's a visual representation of what we're working towards that'll have 85,000 different things on there. Does that make any sense? Like, we have a hard time committing to just one thing. We often have a hard time committing to one person, one ideology, one job, one individual. We have a hard time with focus and commitment and discipline. So while we create a board that is filled with clutter, and then we wonder why our lives are cluttered, it's because what you're looking at that's a visual representation of what you want out of your year is actually just clutter. It is literally a bunch of pictures that literally have no connection, that have no route, that have no central thing, none of that. That's the problem. When we create things that are full of clutter, and then we'll be upset or wonder, well, why didn't things turn out the way that I wanted them to? It's because when you designed it and when you laid it out and when you put that visual in your mind that you look at every day, you put clutter in front of you. And when you put clutter in front of you, you'll walk in clutter, you'll live in clutter, you'll operate in clutter. And in essence, you'll be cluttered and you'll never have peace. You'll always be frustrated. You'll always be looking for the next thing that'll help you get out of this place that you're in. When in all actuality, it's because the roadmap that you created for your future and for your year is full of clutter. That's why structure and organization is important. No matter what you are doing, no matter what you are working on, you have to have structure and some level of organization. I tell you all this organization, if you don't want to have, or if you're not going to be organized, or if you choose, because that's my favorite thing, I believe so heavily in the power of a choice. I do believe so heavily in the power of a decision. I believe a lot of us are not at the place we could be and want to be because we haven't made the certain decisions to ensure that we got there. Our life is filled with one decision after the next. And guess what? Every decision actually does matter. Every decision counts. Every decision means something. So when you think about, when you feel like set your life up knowing that and kind of operating in that moment where everything actually counts, you'll get the fullness out of it. And one thing that you have to decide that matters this year for you to really be successful is that you will be organized. I promise you, a lot of you guys are not lacking creativity. Quite a few of you all are not even lacking resources. You're lacking organization. And because you're lacking organization, you have absolutely no priorities, or your priorities are out of whack, or they're just flat out wrong. I'll say that again, because you choose not to be organized, you don't have, your priorities are not in line, and you are basically, you don't prioritize. Because one thing that organization does, organization gives you a priority. It puts your things that are most important to you or that need to be done in an all-in-one pile. And because when you get to that pile, you can pick what's most important, and so you'll know what to work on and to progress toward and what progress in. And guess what? Now you have a successful day. Now you have an accomplished week. Now you have a fulfilled year. And now you're walking into living a purpose-filled life. You know why? Because you chose to be organized. I promise you, you don't realize it right now. You may not even see it right now, or may not even believe me. But I promise you, if you make the decision and the commitment to become organized and stay organized, it will transform your life. Many of you are working on things that you shouldn't be working on, and then the other half are just not working on anything because all you see in front of you is dysfunction, is chaos, and lack of structure. Guess what? With dysfunction right here and a little more chaos right here and a whole lot of lack of structure right here, I wouldn't want to do anything either. I wouldn't want to work on that. I wouldn't want to create a business plan that's just going to change my family. I wouldn't want to write a book. I wouldn't want to apply for another degree program. I wouldn't want to enroll in school. I wouldn't want to study for the GMAT so that I can get into an MBA program. I wouldn't want to do that either. You know why? It's because all the stuff in front of you makes your dreams and your visions and your ideas seem impossible when they're not. A lot of the stuff that you're not seeing and not walking into and walking out is not because it's impossible, it's because you're unorganized. And because you're unorganized, you're automatically uninterested. Like you're completely uninterested in what you should be interested in because there's no structure in your life. Somebody say structure. Like structure. The one thing you could do is to get a routine. I know people don't be fooled by some of the religiosity that'll make you feel as though having a routine is living a life restrained or living a life restrained when it's actually not. There are certain things that are healthy routines. There are certain things that are healthy patterns. I saw something on Instagram earlier today that said patterns prophesy. They do. You have a healthy pattern, you have a healthy result. You have a healthy result, you have a healthy life. Real simple. Healthy pattern, healthy result. Healthy result, healthy life. Unhealthy patterns, unhealthy results. Unhealthy life. Real simple, guys. Like it's one of those things where when you just sit down and commit to you, that's another thing. All of this begins internally. All of this comes from our inability and our lack of willingness to commit to you. I don't know who this is for, but I know this is for somebody. Spend this year, all year long, being committed to you. The moment you become committed to you, it'll transform and change everything. You have to basically say, you know what? I'm going to do something for me. I'm going to flow and be organized and choose to be structured and disciplined and committed to one or two things because I know that this is going to benefit me in the long haul. Many of us can't get to the long haul because we can't even make progress in these short few steps. All you got to do is make, as I said, organization, healthy patterns. Get you some patterns, get you some systems, get you a routine that actually works, and not just a routine that works, but a routine that builds and yields fruit. I promise you, everything you do in life, you work too hard already right now and you're not satisfied. I promise you, 9 times out of 10, you are working extremely hard and you go home every day tired and unhappy and have worked like a slave at something that means nothing to you. And then when it's time for you to really start to brainstorm or to do with your hands the thing that matters to you, you're tired. A lot of that is not because you worked so hard, but it's maybe because you were unorganized while you were working there, because so you ended up working harder and not smarter. You ended up working longer and not shorter. You ended up working in intervals to get things done that maybe if you planned accordingly, that thing that took you 2 weeks to do, you could have knocked out in 3 days if you were on time for this and on time for that and ahead of schedule for this and ahead of schedule for that. All that goes into no structure. And guess what? All that really goes back into no organization, and all of that goes back into no vision, because I promise you this, when you're locked into the vision for your own life, you will work the stew out of what's in front of you so that you can get to what you want to get to. I promise you, when you work the stew, I'm about to use another word, when you work the stew out of what's in front of you because you have a vision that you see in the end, you say, okay, you know what? I'm going to work really hard these first 2 days because I know that when I get off Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I want to commit myself to working on the thing that matters to me. I want to commit myself to learning. I want to commit myself to studying for me to take the test to get into the degree program. Like this year, you've got to commit to yourself, but you've got to commit to yourself with the vision in mind. The vision that you have to have for you is the end goal that you want to see at the end of this year. You don't want to go another year. I know a lot of us, our ages vary, but you don't want to go another year where you're like, man, let me set a New Year's resolution. I'm at the point now, because I do vision boards yearly, I don't want to see anything on my vision board roll over. You know why? Because if it rolls over, a lot of times it's not that I missed the timing of God or that whatever I believed to put on there was not of God. It's because simply there were some areas where I chose to fall short. So all of that goes back to having a vision for yourself, seeing what you want to see, declaring what you want to see, and also creating a visual for what you want to see. That's why I love vision boards. They're not just a bunch of aimless pictures. They're not supposed to be. They're supposed to be something that is structured and tailored for your year. And so one thing that I do with my vision board events, I had the opportunity to host one last year. I also had another opportunity to host one last year in Huntsville. And then, guys, I'm not going to brag on me. I'm bragging on God. CNN and Cartoon Network caught wind of a flyer and saw some photos from the event, and they brought me in to do this with their staff in March. Like, how crazy is that? I was able to go in and take to a professional setting with CNN. Like I was literally like one floor under where they shoot the news that we watch all the time that's so biased. You know what I'm saying? When I went into Cartoon Network, I was able to take a tour of Cartoon Network, the facility, to see where people literally sit and draw out cartoons. Family Guy, the things that we watch all the time, these are the things that I was able to see the room where they were created, all because, you know why? I had a vision when I started off last year. I said, you know what, this is gonna be the year where I go into places that don't make any sense. And guess what was on my vision board? Getting into those rooms. That's what I'm saying, guys. Vision boards are not just about putting a bunch of stuff up there that doesn't make sense. It's actually all about structuring your year so that you have a visual reminder when things get hard, when things get tough, when things are really good and really great, what you're working and what you're striving towards. My vision board used to sit right there by my front door. So every day I left my house, I saw my vision board. Why? Because my vision board, in the middle of it, I had a picture of me and I drew 5 lines for the 5 categories that I chose to commit myself to for the entire year. And in those categories, I wrote out my vision, what I wanted to see, and I put pictures around it to support that. That's a vision board. A vision board is not just pictures. A vision board actually has vision on it. So that's what I'm saying, guys. Vision boards can really they can make or break you. I promise you, there are moments and days when I walk past that vision board when I needed to see that visual reminder of what God had low-key promised me. Because that's a whole nother thing. That's the big thing about it. When you're doing a vision board as a child of God and you pray and say, okay, God, show me some areas and show me the things that I need to do this year or that I need to be working on this year. When you put those on the board, those are not just pictures on a board. Those are visual reminders of the promise that God gave you. Yeah, God told you to work on your health. You know why? Because God promised you long life. He promised you long life because he wanted you to have a healthy family, healthy kids, and to see them go to college and have kids and get married. It sounds so crazy, or it sounds so small and minute, but it's so powerful. They're so powerful. I promise you. So whoever's watching this, no matter where you are, don't let another person tell you or make you feel as though you creating some kind of visual representation of what you are believing for in a year span to happen is inappropriate, is wrong, or is you taking the reins or the abilities and the power from God to be who he is. Because I say this till I'm blue in the face. God is the master planner. So you should be, one of the characteristics of a believer should be strong planners. It should be something that we strive and work towards. You know why? Because we say things like, oh my God, I'm made in your image. Guess what? That man's a planner. So should you. That man is organized. So should you. That man speaks with power and with clarity. And guess what? When that man speaks, things happen. And that also should be you. Another thing that a vision board does, that is not just a visual representation of the promises of God, it gives you a reminder of what to declare. Sometimes it's hard to declare some words. It's like, you know what? I'm not sure. I'm not feeling it today. But guess what? We're visual creatures. We fall into sin and everything else because of visuals. We fall into everything because of something we saw. Why not really build up your life and build up your faith by seeing the promises of God in a new way? In a new way. But it all goes back down to, guys, having a vision, being organized, being willing to be committed to you and what you desire to see. And most importantly, just saying, yes, I'm going to work hard. Yes, I'm going to be disciplined. Yes, I'm going to be focused. And honestly, for many of us, it's yes, I'm going to try. A lot of us are praying to God and we're snotting our noses at the churches and running around and doing all that kind of stuff for stuff that God is probably sitting on his throne looking like, you could have been had that. You could have been possessed that. You could have been owned that. You could have gotten that degree. You could have been doing that by now if you would have just tried. So I don't know who this is for, but try. Like, stop praying. Don't stop praying like in general, but don't stop praying about that and start putting some effort behind your actions, because a lot of us are not seeing it because we haven't even started it. You haven't even tried it. It's like, how do you want God to pull you want God to pull out of the air a 6-figure salary, but you won't even be committed to go get that nursing degree and to go get that doctoral degree that you know you're supposed to have, because that alone will put you in the running for that 6-figure salary. But you're not even allowing God to blow you. You want God to blow your mind on the back end, when God's like, no, do your part so I can blow your mind even the more. Come on, like we have to meet. It's almost like we have an inability to. We choose not to, not an inability. We choose not to meet God halfway on the things that He's already put our names on. So that's really just kind of it, guys. I wanted to drop in and just tell you all, like, have a vision for yourself. Be committed to it. Make you a vision board. Have some structure on there, not just all them pictures. Really put on there what you're trying to get to. What's up, Pastor Mike? Hey, Keita, what you're trying to get to. Hey, what's up, Travis? Like, put on there what you're trying to get to, how you plan on getting there, and most importantly, commit to yourself this year. Don't you go another year. Hey, Vakita, it's Evan. Don't you go another year doing the same things and being committed to everyone else or to something else and not being committed to you. Like, that's got to be a priority for many of us this year. Like, you got to be committed to you, because the moment you commit to you, you'll start to see a whole lot of things around you change, because your perspective's going to change, your heart's going to change, your mind's going to change, and you're just finally going to open yourself up for life to really happen for you. Not to you, but for you. Hey, Pastor Tiffany. Yeah, so let me hear him get up off this thing. So I want to say that, guys, like, it's okay. You need a vision for your life. You need a vision for everything else in your life. Everything. I mean, they're calling me pastor. You know, the Bible tells us is one thing. It's somewhere in one of those really good chapters. It's not really a chapter. It's called Proverbs. I think it's somewhere in there, 29, 16. I don't know, somewhere in there. That without a vision, the people will perish. Many of us are perishing because we have no vision. We're perishing day by day, month by month, week by week. Second by second, year by year, because we're perishing. You know why? Because we have no vision. That's a good place to stop. The Bible says, if you don't believe anything else, you can believe that Bible, mainly because it is the oldest living book. It is still the #1 best-selling book ever. It's never kind of lost its place. But it's all said the same thing. You don't have a vision, you don't have an understanding, you don't have any direction, you're never going to make it. It's like God made that very clear. You knew it is. God made that very clear. If you don't choose to obtain vision for your life, you're not going to make it. How about that? That can be the ESB version. If you don't choose to get vision for your life, you'll make it. That's a good one, Pastor Tiffany. Another one says, write the vision, make it plain. That's one of my favorite verses, especially for my business, because you know what? It says, write the vision, make it plain, so that men may take it and run with it. I don't know who that's for, but for me, I look at that and say, oh God, I'm going to have some employees. You know why? Because my vision is written down. It says, write the vision, make it plain, so that men may take it and run with it. It didn't say so Evan can go work harder and be upset and frustrated. It says so that men may take it and run with it. And guess what, guys? I'm standing here as a living witness that guess who has employees? Guess who has a team? This guy. All because I believed what that said. It said where there's no vision. When I realized and understood the power of vision, I put that vision into place. And guess what? That has come to pass. I'm doing things now that I don't have to do. I'm doing things now where it's like I'm overstepping other people's lanes, because I was like, for so long, had a vision, but now I did not allow God to really do what his word said he would do. And I'm just doing all this. It's like, bruh, I got somebody for that. Trying to do this, got somebody for that. Got somebody for that. And guess what? Whatever I don't have someone for, God's getting ready to send. So like, that's a perfect example of a scripture that we just read through and just blow past. And hey, yeah, that's a good one. Write the vision, make it plain, so that men may take it and run with it. Some of y'all are called to be an employer, but you have to first write the vision, work it by yourself, and allow God to do what he said. Let men run with it. Y'all don't know how excited I am and how stressful I can be to them, because I have a team, never used to have a team, frustrated with trying to learn how to work a team, but always been on a team, but never had my own. It's like, yo, God, this is not bad, but guess what? That was on my vision board. That scripture was on my vision board. Write the vision, make it plain so that men may take it and run with it. And guess what? I've got 3, and I believe by the end of this year, I'm going to have at least 3 more. Because that's what it says. I told you guys just now, where there's no vision, the people will perish. Many of you are perishing in every area of your life because there's no vision for it. You don't have any vision for it. You don't have any vision for your money. So guess what? Your money's going everywhere. You don't have any vision for your family. Your family's running amok. You don't have a vision for your career. You're not making any steps forward. You're actually making steps backwards. You don't have any vision for yourself, for your self-care and for your own personal betterment. So your personal life is in shambles, all because there was never a vision for it. Have a vision for every area in your life. It can be a simple statement or it can be an elaborate board. No matter what it is, have a vision for your life so that you can stop perishing. You are dying. You are withering away because you haven't sat down and allowed God to give you something so that you can create a vision and a structure and a plan for the areas in your life that you know that you need it. There are a lot of areas in your life that are super solid and super strong, but there are some areas in all of our lives where we are perishing. You know why? It's because we don't have vision for it, or we lost vision for it. We put vision down because of discouragement. We put vision down because we didn't see the results that we wanted to see, so we let vision go. I don't know who this is for. Pick vision back up. Like, pick it up. Pick it up and add it back to your life. Add it back to your pockets. Add it back to your hearts. Add it back to your minds. Add it back to your actions. Add vision back. Because without vision, you are guaranteed to perish. And that is not the life that you're supposed to have. And that's not even the life that you were designed to have. So that pretty much wraps up that whole vision piece, vision boards, vision for life, vision for money, vision for the future, vision for all of that. So I hope you guys are encouraged by this. But most importantly, I ask you guys to join me tomorrow for the virtual vision board party. You don't have anything to do on a Friday night. And if not, just change it. Bring all your friends. That's the one thing about it. In the email blast, I'm like, get your friends together. I'm not asking you to change your Friday night plans. I'm just asking you guys to change what you're doing on your Friday night. You know why? Because guess what? Who said goal setting can't be fun? We have just taken the fun out of everything, and now we are in a place where we only believe that you can only have fun if you're drinking and smoking and having sex. That's not it. You can have fun doing those things that matter. Goal setting actually does matter. And I'll be very honest with you. I was able to get together last year with 30 friends, and we had a whole goal setting party. And it was a lot of fun. And I've seen people who were who came to the event, who had their vision boards made, or they made their vision boards. One of them graduated from real estate school. Her and her husband now, she's in the real estate and doing her thing. I believe that she's left her job and is now pursuing the things that she loves the most full time. I'm in a whole new city. I drive the car that I had on my vision board. I'm like I said, I'm doing what I love to do. Also, I have friends that they've had children. Their businesses have grown. Some of them have started businesses. Some of them have gotten new jobs and promotions. I promise you, having a vision and creating a vision board actually does work, because a vision board is simply supposed to be a visual reminder of the promises of God. It is supposed to be a visual reminder of what God has shown you that you need to put your effort, time, and energy and resources in working to. Many of you need to put a school on your vision board or put a degree program on there. You know why? Because you need to create time to buy books, to go and study, to take the GRE, to take the GMAT, to apply. Some of us need to save some money to get out of our apartments. Some of us need to cut out some eating out to put money towards paying off our cars, or putting money aside to get into the homes that we want to. I promise you, when you got a vision for it, you can follow it. All of us know how to follow instructions, but most of us just don't have any instructions in front of us. We all know how to follow instructions. At some point in time in your life, you excelled in following instructions. Look at vision boards like that. It's your way to make sure that your instructions are clear on what you need to do, what you're working towards, and most importantly, why it all matters. So if this charged you and challenged you and made you want to say, you know what, let me be a part of this, go to my website, www.iamevanbrown.com, and register for the virtual vision board party. It's free. It's absolutely free. Like, it's absolutely free. What else could you, it's a free party. We're going to have a whole DJ. We're going to learn. We're going to grow. We're going to make our vision boards. It's a Friday night. Whatever you do on your Friday night at home, do it. But let's do it together by doing something that really matters and that's going to set our year up for it to be a great one. And not just a great one, but an effective one. And we'll be able to look up on December 31st and say, oh man, check, 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 check. in this 1 year, because I had vision, I had structure, I had organization, I had commitment and discipline, look at all of that I was able to accomplish. All because you had that visual reminder of what you're working towards. So again, thank you guys for jumping on. I'm gonna upload this to my YouTube channel, but Why Vision Board has been great. Send it to a friend, tag a friend in the comments. I promise you somebody else needs this, and it's free. We're gonna walk through the steps of how to actually structure a vision board. It's free. You cannot win with free. And also, while you're on my website, if you're called to start a nonprofit, or if you desire to start a nonprofit, I'm hosting a Nonprofit 101, how to start your nonprofit webinar with one of my attorney friends, 2 Saturdays, February 9th. Register for that. Put yourself in position to be effective and to win this year. A lot of y'all are not winning. You're perishing because you're not putting your efforts, energy, talent, or resources into the things that you know you're supposed to be doing. So go to my website. Follow me if you don't follow me. I am evanbrown.com. I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow for the ultimate turn up, because why? Who said goal setting couldn't be fun? So I thank you guys for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you guys again pretty soon. Have a good one.